People, I guarantee you, people are locking. Sis, the majority of the people that's in the group chat, they already locked. It shouldn't be
Yeah.
nobody leaving the group chat no more. Cause I sent an invite to a lot of people. That's, you know what I mean, on my little Facebook. But at the end of the day, the people who's locking in is locking in. So they be doing zooms and everything. So they'll be locking in, guaranteed. Everything I do is strategic. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay, we
I
live.
wish we was all stockbrokers. We'd be making money every hour on that.
The Rizzy Riz. And tonight
Yes.
we actually
Hello. How y'all doing tonight?
a call-in number, and we're going to give everyone an opportunity out there that might hear us tonight to weigh in on the topic, which is when seeking unity turns into division. What do we call that as a community? We want you to call in with your opinion. Area code 515-602-9656, and we'll post it in the chat. That was area code 515. All right. We hope you have that posted, and we hope that you will uh, weigh in out there with your opinion. Yes, most certainly. Peace, everyone. I thought I had my camera on. I was so busy focusing on what I was talking about. When unity causes division. Now, that can happen in many ways. Almost in every group that has been created in mankind has had some kind of division after a while. It's usually when the group gets started, people get named with positions and titles and whatnot. And then that's where the division seems to start in most groups. You have politics, you have the entertainment world, you have all these other factions where unity is actually the factor for success. So tonight, as successful people, everybody on the panel is moving towards success. And so we don't want our unity to cause division. So tonight we're here to talk about, you know, what what makes us divided within a group. Let's just start there. We have let's see, let's start. Let's go straight across so you guys can know when your turn is coming up. We got Do the Self Incorporated coming up. How you feel about unity and division? Do the Self, can you hear me?
Everything all right?
Easy, I
I can
can.
hear you.
Yes, you can weigh in on your thoughts about unity and division and how that gets caused within groups and whatnot.
Oh, all right. My apologies. I was multitasking. Um,
Okay.
I
As
didn't even know he
we
was talking to
go,
me. All right, well, first and
we have
foremost,
to
um, I know. First and foremost, I know that the topic is unity. Unity caused division, which is true. But I want to say Black Power. I say Hotel, and rest in power to Sandra Massey and several um innocent brothers and sisters who was killed by police brutality. And to about unity that caused division. Uh, I mean, I haven't been in too many organizations. I mean, I'm not a guy that likes joining organizations. Only thing I ever joined in my life, besides being a wannabe thug or wannabe gangster, whichever, you know what I'm saying, I got caught up in the street life. Um, I only joined the Navy. So after the Navy, I joined this organization called Hampton Gun Club. And I thought there was unity and there was a lot of division. And then so once I left that organization, I started my own organization. And I partnered with Huey P. Newton Gun Club out there in Houston, Texas. And basically, our job is to establish a chapter out here in Philadelphia and Virginia. And so that's my job. And we are going to do it, we're going to build it. And the main thing is we are focused on is unity. And what causes division is people personal feelings or personal religions or personal thoughts. When what we got going on as a black community, as a black people, we have to unite immediately because they are united. And when I say they, the white folks, the Mexicans, even the native Indians and the Indians that come over here to America, they are united. Everybody who's in America besides us are united. And that's a major problem. We don't have no buildings. We don't have no institutions. We don't even have any. We don't have grocery markets all up and down the 50 states. We don't have patents to the small things in life, like to those who smoke. If you smoke a blunt, you know what I mean. That's the only thing I would ever suggest. If you smoke a blunt, or those who smoke cigarettes or whatever, we don't even own fucking lighters. We don't even own candles. The charger cords to these electric units, we don't even own that, especially the phones. We got our brothers and sisters being treated like slaves in Congo just so we can have the chip in our iPhones or the Androids. So we have to unite because we have so many things we have to fight for. And if we don't, we're going to be divided and we're going to be losing. 50 years from now, they're going to still be killing us. Probably every hour. They feel like it's free that they could just walk around and knock on people's doors and shoot niggas. That's what they think. So that gotta end. So we gotta unite. Not only do we gotta unite, we gotta arm up. We gotta protect our sisters. We gotta protect our brothers. We gotta protect each other. Because if we don't, as I continue to say, these people who are not of the righteous kind, you know what I mean? They are not original. We are the original. So they trying to take us out because they hate the fact that we are still here no matter what we went through. We went through slavery. We went through the civil rights era. We went through lynchings, castrations, fed to alligators, man. We was barbecued. Like, come on. Our leaders was assassinated from Malcolm X to Martin Luther King to Medgar Evers. Huey P. Newton was even drugged. They destroyed the Black Panther movement during the 70s with COINTELPRO and all that mess that was going on. So our job now is to make sure they can't destroy shit. So if the black man and black woman don't unite, guess what's going to happen? The prison population is going to increase. Death is going to increase in our community. The young is going to turn around and continue to kill each other. The police going to turn around and continue to kill each other. We're going to fuck around and be extinct. So if we don't unite, divided we gonna fall. And me, as the man I am, I refuse to let that happen on my watch. So I have no problem coming out my shell, coming out my flesh, coming out my spirit, my soul, put my life on the line for us. So when I say black power, I mean that. You know what I'm saying? I mean that from every soul of my being. And I'm not the most revolutionary. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not the most knowledgeable, the most conscientious. You know what I'm saying? I'm me. You know what I'm saying? I don't portray to be nobody on this earth but me. And my job as a man, as a black man, is a vanguard, protection, provide. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a praying man too. So we got to unite. Got no choice. Put the personal shit to the side. As long as that person ain't rob you, spit in your face, fucked your girlfriend or fucked your boyfriend or did some foul shit to you, you know what I'm saying? Yo, be peaceful. You know what I mean? If they did some personal shit to you, fuck them. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Let's try to unite, man. That's all I'm saying. Division is not included with us winning. You know what I mean? We gotta win. We got kids, we got grandbabies coming up. You know what I'm saying? We got future generations. We want our names to live on. You know what I'm saying? And part of our names living on, we want to be able to tell them, like, yo, we fought for the honor of our black people. And that's all I gotta say. Black power salute.
Please, thank you. Next up, we got Sung God 319.
Well, that was powerful and very true. We just gotta as a people not it's such a big issue, such a big problem that you know everybody has their certain idea as to what the solution would be, and then that's where division actually starts to. That's one way division starts to creep in because you can have a good little like situation going, good group of people doing stuff in the community, but eventually, for some reason, it never really lasts as long as you would think or as it should. And a lot of times it's the division among a lot of times where they think they should go with in what direction they should continue to grow, their endeavors. But it all starts with us getting out of the mental of certain mentalities, though. Um, yeah, but it's the same thing that happens time after time again. Um, Civil rights movement, Martin Luther King. You had Jesse Jackson. There was a little backbiting, little situations going on there. Then you had Malcolm X in the nation, and then eventually they begin to not see eye to eye on shit. So it's like it's when egos and shit is involved, that's where things get difficult. And a lot of times it turns good things sour. So people just really gotta get into the mentality of humbleness and the bigger picture and understanding that everybody has an idea and everybody's idea can have a place. You just gotta figure out how to fit it in. It's not that one idea is better than the other. They can all be valid. You just gotta figure out a way to get them all popping off at the same time so it can spread. I don't know. It's just
Nah, I totally agree.
the issues
I
are so
totally agree.
big that it's kind of like trying to blow up a galaxy with a grain of sand. It's crazy.
Even if you look at Sister Tanya 23, and I'm gonna be real short, she has all types of products and ideas floating around, and she's getting it out there. You know what I'm saying? And you got Brother Riz, he's a chef. King Creed, he's working on a children's magazine. You know what I'm saying? Was it cartoon? You know what I'm saying? But he trying to do how you say it?
The
With
anime,
anime. You know what I mean? My daughter
yeah,
loves anime. I never knew what anime was
got me
until my
too.
daughter started drawing anime. I'm like, what's these Chinese people, you know what I mean, doing? And she be doing like having them fighting and shooting each other. I'm like, what's going on in your brain? But it's her art, you know what I mean? That helped me.
Mhm.
I'm like, you know what? Let's do black art. And I told her, I said, just draw black characters, but continue doing your anime. You know what I mean? But the main thing is, even with your intelligence and your inspiration, we all put together, and that's a product. You feel me? And something we all got to do is continue to unite. Like you see how we united. Yeah, I know I'm me. I'm one of the most radical people, and I could be stubborn. I could be this. I could be that. But I mean well. So I will always say, be patient with me. You know what I'm saying? Because to get to know me, you'll probably be wanting to scrap with me every blue moon, but you want to give me a hug too. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. Everybody who know me from day one, my closest homie, we used to fight all the time. From second grade to sixth grade, we used to scrap. And his brother would never jump in it. But then one day his brother jumped in and I said, you know what, we done fighting. Cause y'all niggas ain't gonna be beating on me. You know what I'm saying? We just it's what we do. Cause it's we gonna be around me, you gonna get tougher. You know what I mean? So that's just what it is. But just be patient with people in this time frame. From this day forth, just be patient with people because we gotta unite. You know what I mean? We gotta unite. You know what I'm saying? As long as
That's
they ain't
facts.
violating, disrespecting you, you know what I mean? We
Yeah.
gotta unite.
Yes, indeed. We got next, Brother Rizzy.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I was here trying to get people to actually tap in. So I was busy here just texting the info telling the topic is unity causes division. But I mean, yeah, it causes a lot of division. Us uniting, it divides us at the same time in the sense because they gonna work harder to be on our ass about trying to keep us more divided. That's how I see it. And like you got different tactics. Like I feel like with the schooling and stuff like that, they don't need to school us anymore. That's the biggest way to keep our kids divided. Kids need to not be schooled by them. How can they teach history? They haven't been teaching it
Absolutely.
right the whole time.
They ain't teaching our children shit.
So
They
why
taking
are we
everything out.
still sending our kids to school instead of homeschooling?
The craziest thing I didn't understand about in the capitalist society is crazy that they don't teach economics at every school level,
Right.
appropriate to every school level.
They're not.
Right.
They're
But they're
not
not
gonna
going
do
to do
that.
that.
Why
They
would
don't want to
they?
teach them anything in school. They want to teach them history. They teaching them new math, which is bullshit. Like, how you gonna make
Yeah,
math new? Math is one, shit is just, it is what it is.
it don't make
Like,
sense. They're
and they don't,
wasting
yeah, and
time.
what they want,
That's all they
I
doing,
just,
wasting time.
I'm trying to bring home this homework, and I'm like, what the hell is this new math? I'm like,
A
girl, I
new
don't
way
care
to
what they
waste
try to
time.
teach you. Do it
Yeah,
this way,
their
New
it'll
new
still
math.
be
math.
right. Shit.
Their new math is to waste our time. That's their new
To
math.
get you thinking in damn circles, you can't even make a decision.
It don't make
Homeschool.
sense.
There's a book by Dr. Amos, and he was one of the prolific educated scholars. And he basically has a book that teaches you the fundamentals how to educate your children. You know what I'm saying? I think it's called the Parental Guide to Education. I might be wrong. I'm so wrong because I'm very disheveled right now. You know what I mean? I've been in the
They
heat.
poisoning us. They poisoning us to the kids in the system
Yeah, but
because
the
they
main
know
thing
your
is we gotta
kids have to go to
homeschool our
school.
children. We
They
gotta
know your
homeschool our
kids have to
children.
go to school, so they're gonna
Get them
use
out the
every
public
advantage
school.
they can. Have to.
Get them out the public schools. Get
Then
them
you'll
out the
get
public
their full
schools.
undivided attention. That's when we have our children's attention when we get them out their school. So they feel they have an option. They really don't know they don't have an option. They think they have an option because of the illusion that's presented to them. So when the shit hit the fan and they in school, everybody gonna be for themselves and their kids. How they gonna feel for themselves?
Here we
We can't
go.
protect them if they in the school.
It's Dr. Amos Wilson. The books he has is Developmental Psychological of the Black Child, Blueprint for Black Power, a moral, political, economic imperative for the 25th century. He also has a book called Awakening Natural Genius of the Black Children, Amos N. Wilson. And he also has another book called The African Centured Conscientious versus the New World Order, Self Hatred versus Self Defeat, and Black on Black Violence. And that's another issue, you know what I mean? Because the school system got the children fighting each other, shooting at each other, bringing guns to the school.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that's why we
saying?
gotta get them out the school.
Yeah, get them out the schools, man. Get them out the schools.
That's
So
the
the, it,
first step. That's the
They
first
expect
step.
them to learn in
The
a hostile
school.
work environment.
Yep. It's
That's
called
crazy.
developmental psychology of the black child. Amos N. Wilson. It's an author of Blueprint for Black Power. I
Say
always heard about him. I haven't read any of his books, but I'm gonna start reading of him because he also
what was
has a
the
book
title
called.
again?
Go
Development.
ahead. Go ahead, sis. I'm sorry.
Now you was giving me the title. I'm typing it in the chat. You said development.
Let me get back to it. Developmental psychology of the black child. And he has another book called Cultivating the Genius of Black Children.
Yeah.
It's like every book he wrote is dynamic, especially when it comes to the children.
Yeah, those could be requirements of actual teachers. And all the teachers that teach black children and Hispanic children, they should all have a educational portion that tailored to those children in their what you call curriculum. You know that they have to have their requirements, eligibility, whatever.
Mm.
That's the thing. We don't have enough black parents that are fighting for certain things in the public school system. We used to have this thing called the what is it, the PTA or whatever. And I'm not gonna lie, I never had time for it. But for certain events, certain things I did. Um, yeah, y'all excuse me. I'm a little distracted because it seems like my mouse is moving on its own, and I'm actually investigating it unless it's moving on its own. I've disconnected it from the computer. No longer plugged to it, but it's Bluetooth, right? And I haven't given anybody permission to link my computer, but I just keep noticing my mouse is hovering over the screen, pointing at and that's only happening because I'm on this StreamYard situation. Notice the investigation. So something showed up. And StreamYard is at the helm of uh, remote in people's computers, then you'll know what I'm talking about. This is where it can't go on anything without, but left free hand, it's still moving. But it's definitely something with StreamYard. You know how they have people that work on the background, you have coders and developers, all types of people that have to be on deck to run these types of platforms because lots of people are using them. And so whenever you have power, you have people that abuse the abuse of power. So when you use these platforms like StreamYard, you actually are given remote access to a certain extent, especially while you're using it. Remote access. So it's not far fetched that some villain could be out there, you know, doing what he's not supposed to be doing. But we have this unreported. So when I figure it all out, sue the hell out of StreamYard, they can't say that I don't have any proof. The mouse, can y'all see the mouse? Let's just involve everyone. Can you see my purple mouse move across the screen? You see this?
No.
Okay, you can't see it on here. Okay, I'll put that. Let's just share the screen real quick. You see, being that I have that mechanism where I can share my screen, I know that other people have access to it. You understand? That's how that works. So I'm gonna your browser has blocked your screen. Click the screen icon. You gotta be smart about that. Okay. Can y'all see that? I'm sharing my screen. There's a like a GX corner at the top. You can see that? Y'all see the screen I'm sharing right here?
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna leave it on there. As we're talking and politicking, keep your eye on the mouse. See it?
Keep our eyes on the what?
The mouse. You see it moving?
The mouse.
I don't even see the mouse moving.
You can't see this purple thing now that I'm sharing the screen. You can't
Yeah, we
see it.
can't see no mouse moving.
No.
You can now. Can you?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I
Yeah,
now I
see
yeah,
it.
I
see
see
it.
the color of it. Yeah, 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 yeah.
All
We
right,
see
all
it
right.
moving.
So I gotta be in this mode for a moment while y'all observe it. See it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
By itself. Now, if it consciously points at something to read it, then we know that that's a human. If it just wanders in space like it's doing now, then perhaps there's another reason why it's moving. But if this shit clicks on something that's supposed to be red, that shows it has some sort of consciousness, I'm gonna sue the fuck out of screen because that's
Uh,
not supposed
uh,
to be happening. So let's go ahead and have the conversation. I'm waiting for it to click on my shit. Or point to it, right? Because we're talking about when unity is causing division. Now, for example, the stream yard. I can't get off it right now. This is a united platform, right? So everybody that I know is using it. So you got a lot of people in the black community that don't stream from their website directly because it's hard to have panel discussions without a platform. You really have to know how to stream on your own platform. And you have to know what you're doing in order to have multiple people on there, right? I stream, I already know you only get one to two windows. Now, to have this, there's a mass uh, pooling of information and people's it, it. Now it's wandering over here now. But this is a mass way to pull information. Now, once I click off of this StreamYard, it's over.
Hmm.
See it clicking on the X? See it clicking on different stuff? I mean, pointing to it.
So it is not supposed to do that. It's just moving on its own.
Now I'm about to hold it in right on. But something weird about that. Now, while we was on the computer, I checked and seen that I went under devices. Nobody has any access to my computer because I'm a notary. I already know about the security settings on my computer. But when you're using these platforms, you actually, in order for you to use it, you have to give them permission to tap into your camera. Um, you know what I'm saying? Because this is accessing the camera, accessing my Facebook, my YouTube, because they're streaming on different platforms. I have three different YouTube channels. and I'm streaming them. Hold on. Good eye. All right. I figured out. I got all the. Let's- So now you got Brother Rizzy. You got everybody
Uh-huh.
that came through. So my turn. After we already talked about my little Vanguard situation, but as we're talking about it, I want you guys to pay attention because it is a mass grab of people's data, and they're doing it just like this. You know, in situations like this where we have to have, like you said, we don't own anything. So we don't own any of our streaming networks, which is why we have to give access to our shit in order to stream on other people's platforms. Um, yeah, it just makes it hard to have your own digital privacy.
Yeah, that way they can't censor what you're saying.
Yeah. Um, it's just on a large, that just expanded this topic. You know what I'm saying? Because it's supposed
Yeah.
to be a united system to work on, but it does have its challenges, you know, in because in order to stream, we don't need this platform. But in order for me to have a multiple person platform like this, you have to have a specific platform because as you notice, you can't go on Facebook Live and have all your friends on there, right? You have to have a platform. And so this is something I remember when it started out. I remember when this company was brand new. I remember uh hosting jumped a lot of shit, but stopped very quickly. But yeah, because this has been what less than 10 years, 7 years of StreamYard. It's not that old. Not that old. Have a lot of stuff going on with it. But yeah. So also when you have different groups like women's groups, you have, it's just handling responsibility and accountability. And people like to come together in the thought that they can do it, you know. And so you figure out you can't when you see this division. Because in a group, that means you're working with like-minded people. At least you sifted that out. You know, it's different. When you're working in a group, you're working with like-minded, or you're supposed to be. But it still seems that that happens even more so within groups that are supposed to be like, you know, church groups, religious organizations. It just doesn't really even matter the faith of it. You know what I'm saying? It has to do with consistency and accountability within a group or system. Or um, as we are here concerned with our community, which is AKA the African American, we see division on every level. Uh, we're not saying that every other group has the solution. We understand that type of lot. What we cannot correct the world. We can only give our opinion, our, and that's what we're doing. So, does anyone have like, if you could have the opportunity to solve a problem today, what would be your top uh, thing to implement in solving this unity problem within our? With, let's start this time with Brother Rizzy and work our way back. Have Brother Rizzy, somebody, and Gucci.
You said I have the opportunity to do what? Start what?
You had the opportunity to implement some sort of solution to division within the black community. What I mean, of course, it's not going to be just one thing, but what would be your top thing that you think we need to implement first?
Education, self-education.
Self-education.
Yeah, self-education. Self-education for any education.
Break that down a little bit for us when you say
Okay.
self.
Self-education, meaning the other aspect of the education they didn't give it, the spiritual education. That part, the missing part that glues all of us together, that creates the missing part that is what the unity really is, because spirit moves as one. So that'll help with the oneness because people don't know what oneness, they don't know what oneness is in the physical element. And I kind of get it. It got to start from the soul. You got to want to do it. You got to have a desire. Your soul got to desire that. So you got to learn about yourself first in order to have that desire. Because if you don't know it, you can't desire what you don't know. So I think I'm gonna start with that. And I think hopefully I broke it down good enough.
Yes,
A lot
yes,
of people have an urge for things, but they don't know what that urge is.
yeah,
So that's when
Yeah.
we'll teach our people how to do their shadow work and all the things to help cleanse self because that's needed. Because we fight with ourselves every day, but we still have a war outside of us too.
It's facts. It's absolute facts. It's
So
it's
I
it's
think,
it's, it's definitely a war going on outside.
yeah,
And you gotta be able to walk upright with yourself. Hey, take that on speakerphone. You gotta be able to walk upright with yourself. Pardon me, y'all. This is you know what
yeah.
I mean? But you gotta be able to walk upright with
I
yourself.
think my grandbaby done fell asleep. I'm about to go check.
yeah.
She's right next door in the next room.
Dang all right. You on Nana duty right now.
Oh yeah, right next to
You know what I mean?
Oh, I ain't gonna see nobody till next year. I ain't doing this again next year. Now I'm the vacation grandma.
Word.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Nah, you, yeah, you is. Yeah, you is.
They gonna, cause if you let them, they'll wear you
You
out.
don't say no for nothing. Yes. You want some cookies? Yep, yep, yep.
No, that's
But the main thing with us people, to fix yourself, you gotta walk upright, and that's
right.
very important. It's standing
Yeah,
upright for
that's
yourself.
another thing.
Yep.
Now, I am a grandmother after my own grandmother's heart. I still make oatmeal. And you talk about your grandmother's oatmeal and
I miss
whatnot.
my grandmamas.
Still, I still
My grandma used to make
kind of hold
shrimp and
that
fish and
like
grits.
that era where I received that type of grandma love. So I know how to give any love back. A lot of the grandmas now are young, and I don't even know
And they
if
still
they
got their youth.
had their grandmothers. I don't know.
I mean, it's going back to the old ways where, well, this is what I would want it. The young folks, they get 19, 20 years old, they get married, they go have multiple children. You know what I'm saying? Like, go have as many as you can. You know what I mean? And because, you know, our ancestors had at least 5 to 6 children to a household. Some had 10, 15, 20. You know, grandpop, he had 3 other children outside the household.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's how I would love that to happen for us to continue and grow as generations. But we got to stop killing each other out here in these streets.
And we need
That's
it.
the thing. We gotta
Like,
find. We gotta. Like when you said work on self, that's the thing. People don't have enough self love anymore.
Right,
You know, we let
right,
all these outside influences be
right,
chipping away at how you feel about your damn self,
right.
and people lose sight. They look without instead of looking within, and they don't even really know who they are. And then you meet somebody else and they don't know who they are. And then you get in a relationship with this person, you have some kids, and now the kids don't know who the hell they are. And don't everybody walking around the house zombified, and don't nobody know who the fuck anybody is who live in this motherfucker because they can't even find themselves in the mirror. So it
What
just
you
be some
said,
weird shit going on.
everything that you just said,
Shit.
Absolutely,
mess around and don't nobody know who nobody is.
absolutely.
And that's how we
everything
all
you
wind
just
up
said.
becoming the blind leading the damn blind, and everybody feeling around in the dark and shit. So that's the thing. People gotta we gotta get back to like really finding out and figuring out who we are, and
Self
how to best
education.
present that to the world, because that's what it is. We you know the examples that we it's our example how we live. Other people, other the young ones look at us. You know, we was watching the old folks. Some of the old folks wasn't giving what the shit gave. So a lot of people didn't get the experience they should have had, and that shit is just tumbling downhill like a big ass boulder, and it's crushing people.
If you
Because we
look
didn't
around,
do our
So
research. We didn't do our research, and what I realized, and this is some real stuff. My dad's era, them babies born in the 40s, they didn't really have a choice because
you
their
gotta be
parents didn't
strong.
know, so they went by off of experience or whatever they was doing. They went as they experience as they go. So they didn't know. So it started to get better as you hit the 60s, 70s. As you start to get in there, we should have known a little something, a little more. Now the 40s, 50s, I can kind of understand, it was either this or that. It was either yes or no, left or right. They didn't have much of an option. I get it. But at some point, we got to take accountability. And now things should start happening in the 60s, 70s, going on up to now. That's part of the self identity I'm talking about. Self identification of our ancestors and what they went through because it's in our DNA too. Oh, that's important too.
yeah,
We
that
got
shit
to
gets
know what
passed
they
down
went
right
through because
along
if
with
we
the
don't
brown
know
hair and
what
the
they
blue
don't
eyes
know,
and the
man,
whatever, what the fuck ever.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's important too.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
brother. Absolutely, extremely important.
Yeah.
Extremely
And I,
important.
I I find a lot of brothers and sisters nowadays. You go and ask them, all right, so what was her grandma like? What did she do when she was coming up, or what was her parents like? They don't know. They can't tell you because they never sat down and had them. They never. Some of them never sat down and had the stories or paid attention to the stories to
Mm-hmm.
remember to tell their kids.
Hey, that's why when y'all was talking earlier about our grandmothers, we used to say Gigi and Nana, like it brought me back to my grandmother Rosalie and my grandmother Helen. Both of them are two different grandmothers, two different personalities. Like my grandmother Rosalie was from Brooklyn, but she moved to Charleston. But she had my mother when she was living in Brooklyn, right? But my grandmother Helen was from Charleston, right? And so my grandfather was in the Navy, and he's with my grandmother Helen. He had my father, and my and they. That's how my father and my mom's met. Now, my grandmother Helen and my grandfather basically took after me throughout the years as I was a baby, as I was young, because my father was in the streets. Then he got hooked on crack cocaine. Like he was selling it, and he fucked around and got hooked on it, as a lot of black men and women did during the
My
late
dad
'80s.
did too. My
And
dad
so,
did too.
boom, my grandfather he took me in. You know what I mean? But so I was grateful to have two grandmothers, and I had one grandfather. Cause my mother's father, my grandmother Rosalie, she met him in Queens. His name was Charles, and that's all she knew. So if y'all know an old head named Charles that looked like me, it's out in New York. He went. Hey, every time I go to New York, people be like, "Yo, man,
Yo,
you look
all
familiar."
these
I be like, "Nah, I don't look familiar, man. I ain't from New York." You know what I'm saying? But but the main
even
thing I'm trying to say is my grandmother Helen.
people that had even before they had DNA tests or whatever, I was saying that even people that think they know their mom and dad, honey, if them traits don't look, if you can't look at them and say, yeah, that's that child, you don't know for sure. That's before what was 70s when they were really doing DNA testing.
Hey, look,
A lot of people,
my pops got
especially
a son
they're
now. My
around
pops got a son now. I'm just reconnecting with. His
and
name is Rashid.
something else too, but
Dang.
they kept it under the cover. They kept it on, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it was a lot. I mean, if we were to like uncover that, we'd be like, yeah, grandma was holding.
We to go back to what Brother
And
B
Papa
Ben
was a
was saying.
Rolling Stone and shit.
We
Sorry
got
to
to take
say
it
it was
back.
a lot, but the way they carried themselves would have never. It was an unknown thing.
We
I
got to
mean,
remind our
Right.
children. We got to remind our future
let's
generations
just
of the
say
past.
it was going on, but they kept it.
They
Uh,
kept it on the low low, the all the way low.
hold on, they had dignified treatment.
Dignified indignities. That's right.
Now, for a few generations, they were like,
Dignified discrepancies.
"Who are you fooling? Yourself or somebody else?" Now we have sexy red. End of story.
The evolution.
Somebody said, "I'm gonna be me in front of the whole world. I'm gonna stop under the cover." But under the cover thing kept the younger people from knowing what time it is too early. That's the only thing. Not that they wasn't gonna find out, but
No, you know
not
why?
too
Because back
early.
then it was actually something to be ashamed of.
Just
That's
die.
why they kept it on the low low. It wasn't nothing to be fucking celebrated, the dirt that they was doing. So they kept the shit on the low. That was the shit you didn't want nobody to fucking find out about it. Now niggas just don't care. It's like I'm like, damn, homie, I don't need to know about all your little discrepancies and discrepancies and innuendos. And I don't need to know about your whole entire situation, what you got going on and shit. Like,
Yeah, I
some things are left to be, some things are
cultural
meant to be
edits.
not talked about for everybody's consumption. Like, goddamn.
And that's what they wanted. That they created it to be like that to push it over.
Yeah,
And for the people that are asleep, it's flying just the way they wanted to. And for the people that ain't with it, they're like, bring that back here. Wait, wait,
make
wait. Show them what we got.
degradation the thing that degradation is great. Like before, like niggas would never want nobody to find out they was somewhere stripping. They'd be like, yeah, I know make some
Mm.
quick money. And now motherfuckers be like, yeah, I strip all
Nah.
day. Like what?
That was
That
even
was
up
that wasn't what everybody,
in the 90s. There was still being discreet about it, even in like the mid 90s.
right.
Yeah.
The Cash Money Millionaires and New Cash came out and was the same thing that song. Back that thing up, it was over. Over.
Nah,
The
it was too
airwaves
that
over.
that shit went back a little further than that because people the Two Live Crew
Oh
and
yeah, yeah.
Freaknik, and then it was
Nah.
that shit.
They
Y'all
wasn't
gotta go
allowed
back to the
to
disco era.
be that on.
Y'all gotta go
They
back to the
put that
disco era.
on
Studio 54, they was
Yeah,
wilding in that
them
joint.
weirdos in there.
that
They
You
was
know what I'm saying?
wilding in there.
there was
Studio
I gotta go back to
54.
that era.
They was
no.
setting the night on
Boogie Nights
fire
and
up in
shit.
that place.
You know what I mean? Ain't got time for that.
You still on you on mute, Big
That's
Green.
crazy.
Can you see you're on mute? I can do it. You have to unmute it. It says only you can do it.
I wasn't
Okay.
jumping on. I was just showing my face. That's why I didn't unmute the phone.
He's
Was it
showing his face.
the topic? Well, peace. Thanks for showing your face.
Well, I say King Creed, what's good, man? Black Power.
Yes, yes,
Pass
yes.
that to the left
And
hand side, my brother.
it ain't nothing. So I will jump in since you want to call me all out and shit.
Yeah. Call him
Huh?
out, man.
Anyway,
Hold
Call
them
him out.
out.
He
Hold
trying to
them
lay
out.
low. What's good, man? What's
ain't
on
much
your
of
mind,
shit, man.
man?
But one thing I will say is when we talk about unity, dog, you got to understand and you got to break down the English language of words, and because you got to understand the words that we were taught, whether we're indigenous to here or not, they're not our words. So when you break down the word unity, you gotta look at what that word entails. And I say this every time we do a podcast, every time we do a Sunday meeting. You gotta do self-improvement. Unity don't work if you not in it. And when I say you, your true self, not
What
something
he
that
said.
you
What you
emulate on
said.
TV, not none of that shit. And the problem that we have is we and Bobby Hammond said it because I was listening to one of his videos earlier. We let robotics, we let technology make us fucking stupid. And I don't give a damn what any of y'all say on this panel. Technology has made all of us fucking retarded, fucking stupid, beyond fucking belief. And the reason why I say it makes us stupid beyond fucking belief is because we go to it. Like I was sitting down yesterday and I asked my lady something, and somebody said, "Well, just go on Google." And I remember the days where I ain't had Google. All I had was a
Yeah,
fucking almanac,
encyclopedias. Yeah, the encyclopedias,
encyclopedias.
And people that
thesauruses.
old heads that
And in my
know about
mind,
stuff like that.
Kids don't know what
That's why
and in
encyclopedias
my
and
mind,
thesauruses
but
is.
it's not even about the
Dictionaries.
kids. It's no, it's not. It's not even about the kids. It's about the factor that we've gotten so much reliant on technology. We let technology rule us. This is what we also forget, and we forget that we create these things, whether they're trends, whether they're electronics, whether it's whatever it is that we put our hands on that we create. We're the ones that create it, and we seem to forget that sometimes. So we don't seem to detach from them things that we create.
What you mean we
Um,
created though?
no, okay, like listen, I'm saying like humankind, mankind, us,
Okay,
people,
okay.
just people,
Well, we did.
you know.
Us
But
as a
but then okay,
people.
hold on.
We did
But
create a
then
lot of
think about it
games.
like this.
The Sega
But
Genesis and
but
all that.
okay, but let me ask you. I know for me, when I was a child, I jumped on my Sega Genesis. My grandma always used to tell me, "Boy, pick up a book, go up there and read the almanac." My grandmother
There
was
you go.
big on reading,
Right.
and I ain't,
Right.
and I ain't understand why. I didn't understand why, and I had to stop and ask my grandmother one day. This is when I was a little bit older and before her dementia really started setting in bad. So I was playing video games, and she saw me, and I asked, and she was like, "Yo, that shit's gonna rot your brain. Why you always da 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 da?" So I said, "Well, why you have so much of a problem with me playing video games or whatever?" And she said, if you spent as much time playing video games, if you spent as much time reading as you play video games, do you know how many video games you could have probably created by now and how much money you could have made?
There you go.
And I
Oh,
and I didn't think about that. And she was like, the problem with you is you want to go outside and create things when you're outside, but when you're inside, you don't want to let your mind have an imagination to run and create things that will better you. And until you understand that, you'll be forever with an imagination not being able to create shit for
that's
yourself.
deep. She was teaching you how to build from
mm-hmm,
inside out.
mm-hmm,
That's
Exactly.
deep.
mm-hmm.
So there came a point in time when I had to stop playing video games, really pick up them almanacs. And I'm so mad because now that we don't have the house anymore, I don't know what they did with the almanacs, but that's besides the point.
They hard to
My
find.
cousin, my family members got some of the almanacs, and that's a long story too. But out of one of the almanacs that they had, I was looking through it and I was just like, damn, you know. And I had a whole shelf from A to Z.
A to
You
Z,
know,
exactly.
we
That one a
Exactly.
week. Oh my
we
goodness.
we we don't take into consideration the old folks that are here and what they have around them, and the information that they have around them.
Mm-hmm.
I think I forget which one of y'all said it, but y'all were talking about Martin Luther King and his dream. You have to realize, us as blacks, we lived in Martin Luther King's dream for so long that it's become our own nightmare. And what I mean by that is he he wanted something for that moment, for that time, because of what was going on at that time. And I'm not going to say that the man was wrong for what he wanted, but the reality is that's what he wanted. That was his dream. That wasn't
Because that wasn't for us to live through. That was for
wasn't for
him.
us to
I
live.
get what he
Now
And
hold
was
we
on.
and,
saying.
and,
Well,
Yeah.
he
and we're
admitted.
now
He
and we're
admitted.
now
He admitted after he gave that speech,
I
and
mean, yeah,
he's
he
marching
admitted
his
that
people
later.
into a. He admitted it after he gave that speech that he's walking his people into a fiery bridge. Cause basically he wanted
But
integration, which you right, brother King Creed, you exactly right. What he wanted was not what the people truly wanted, but it was a vision of integration, which I think was a major mistake. Cause we used to
It
police
it
ourselves.
wasn't
We used
what
to
we
police our
needed.
It
community.
no. I
was.
don't
It
think
It
it
was
was
what
so
he
was.
much.
wanted, but it wasn't exactly what we needed. What we
Yeah,
needed
you
was
know what I
to
mean?
be
It
able
wasn't.
to just
Yeah,
move and
We
we
function
needed
on
needed.
our own
justice and we
without the
needed
prejudice
freedom.
of fucking white folks. But what
Right.
happened
We
with that
didn't need
is in
integration.
exchange for that, we gave up on all the things that we built, that we owned
That
ourselves.
part.
And that was
That
the
part.
problem. You
That part.
If you
We
want to
gave up
join and
Black
do
Wall
some shit,
Street.
go ahead and do that, but don't give up what you actually own in order to do that.
That part.
And I think that's where
Like,
people just really took the idea and went all the way left. Like, that's not
We were
like,
nice.
just
We
because you
was
want to,
AKA foolish about it.
if you have to go to a
Nice.
white hospital, you can still be accepted there, but there are still black owned and operated hospitals. You don't give up what you built. That was insane.
We
I
gave
didn't
up what we
understand that.
built. Exactly right.
I mean,
I
Exactly
think,
right.
the
and I think
idea
what
of being
also
able to
That was the
integrate with
difference.
people is
That
one
was the
thing,
difference of Malcolm
but they
X
never
and Martin
gave
Luther
they didn't
King.
give up none of they didn't give up their institutions. They still owned and operated
They
their
sure
stuff.
did.
They just
They
allowed us
wanted us
to
to come
be
work for
there.
them.
That was
Give
the
up your
difference.
business and come
They
work for
allowed us
them.
to come and be there and spend our freaking money there and shit, but they didn't give up what they owned in order to accommodate us. We gave up what the
AKA
hell we had in
AKA
order to do this
basically
shit, and that was
nothing was
stupid.
reciprocated. AKA we didn't
and it,
reciprocate anything. We
But the
lost
thing about
because we
that
had
is,
no reciprocation.
they didn't have to reciprocate that. We wasn't supposed to do that. We wasn't supposed
I
to give
know,
up
but
what we already had
you're
just
right.
to do
You're
that.
absolutely right. But what I'm saying is, on top of that, we lost our reciprocation, so nothing could grow because wasn't nothing coming back to us.
Facts.
So
Facts.
Yeah.
you're right.
We
On top of that,
we
it
planted
created
seeds, but we
no
didn't reap the
reciprocation.
abundance.
Exactly. We ain't
That we
getting nothing out
planted
of
the
it.
seeds and then we just sold the damn lot to them.
Hey,
We
King
sold
Creed,
the
you on
land
mute,
where the
brother.
seeds were
Come off
planted.
mute, bro. Hey
We
yo,
sold the land where the
y'all let brother
seeds were
King Creed
planted.
come on and speak.
You
Go
on
ahead, speak,
mute,
bro.
Exactly.
King Creed. You
We
on mute.
planted the seeds, then sold it.
no, but you're right. No. Y'all can jump on. Shoot, I love stuff like this. That back and forth type of debate type shit. That I love. I love that shit, man.
We need you to speak and speak your mind
Yeah,
too.
come on, give us a piece of your
No, that's
mind, man.
real.
We want to hear something. Add to the conversation, man.
No, bro.
Add to it.
It's but
You
like I said
started the
earlier,
dialogue.
no, that's real. But then along with this unity, for it to really cause division, I think unity, if it causes division, it has to cause division in the right way. It can't cause division in a negative way. And we got to stop identifying division with something bad. I think sometimes when we speak about division, you know, we always take in the bad. Earlier this week, me and my lady, we were speaking about, what if something were to happen and we were to split, what would we take out of the relationship?
Man,
and
that's
we started,
negativity. Don't even speak about that with you and your lady.
no, 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 no,
Don't-
no,
That's negativity. Don't
no,
even do
no,
that.
it's not. No, 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 no. Listen, it's
Especially if
not
y'all
negative.
strong.
It's,
You know what I mean? If
no,
you thinking about
we're
splitting,
strong.
then you know what I mean, stay
It's not.
strong. But I will
It
always
was our
encourage strong black
conversation.
relationships. You know what I mean? I will always encourage stay
No,
strong.
and and it's strong. But sometimes you have to
That
have
part.
uncomfortable conversations, and that's the thing. As quick
I
as you
dig
were
it.
to tell me that is as
What you
quick as I
said?
am to have that type of
I dig
conversation
it.
for that reason. Because those uncomfortable conversations is what
Bring
make
you
us who we
together
are.
stronger.
Uncomfortable
It makes you
conversations,
stronger.
you-
What he said?
it makes you stronger in ways that you
I
can't.
dig it.
Okay, I have a
Yeah.
situation right now with a family member who I have to get on my niece about some shit. But the only reason why I'm the only one that's capable of doing it is I don't really hold conversation with her. I don't really talk to her, but we have a lot of similarities. And
Praying for you
sometimes
from a
when she
distance.
talks to me or I talk to her, you know what I'm saying? We talk. But she knows if I come up out of my throne to come fly down there to have a conversation with you and have to put my hands on your nigga, she already knows. Oh, I can't do this. I can't
That's
do it.
part of Vanguard. That's being a protector. Ain't nothing wrong with that, bro.
I,
You play you play your cards right. I know what you're saying.
oh yeah. Oh no, no, no. I'm gonna always play my card, bro. Listen,
Right.
I'm a person who sits down and does nothing but sit in a dark ass room and think. Even when I'm high, I sit in a dark ass room and think. And people be like, "Oh, well, that doesn't
He's a
sound healthy." But
Right.
what
You in
doesn't sound
tune with
healthy is
yourself.
not
You in tune with
finding the
yourself.
time to think.
Yeah.
Exactly. And sometimes it
You in
don't even
tune with
need be
yourself.
me being in tune. Sometimes I be in a whole entire. I'll sit, close my door, and my brain will explode, and there's just like 30 different things. Like you were talking about me doing my anime and my book. I'm
Yeah.
also trying to sign. I'm also trying to sign this group from out of Arkansas because I also have an entertainment label. I'm also trying to do my fragrances. I'm always linked up with Miss Tanya, and we always doing a podcast or something like that. There's always something that I'm trying to do. So for me, when I think about unity, I got to think about myself just as well as I got to think about how is it
Mm-hmm.
going to help my community, as well as what am I going to do when everything that I just spoke out into existence manifests into my life. What am I going to do?
Right.
What's my next steps?
Right.
How am I? What am I going to be capable of doing? How is the you in my unity? How is that going to contribute
Right.
to to
Right.
to the division of the oppression of my people? And you
Like
have
you
to have
said
a
though,
reason for
like
your
you said, you gotta be united
division.
with yourself before you united with anybody else. You
That's
gotta
and
be
that's
in
why I
love with
said
yourself. You gotta
self-education.
be in love
You
with
gotta
yourself.
educate yourself about yourself. That's
There
why I
you
said
go.
self-education
Facts.
first.
Hey, for real, like I don't mean to sound like I'm conceited or not, cause I'm not. You know what I mean? But when I look in the mirror, I love myself.
You
You know what I'm
supposed
saying?
to.
You know what I mean?
You
Like for
supposed
real,
to.
Supposed
like you know what I
Supposed
mean? And I sit back and I analyze my past, I
As you should.
analyze my mistakes, I analyze my scars. You know what I mean? I analyze everything I've done in my past. I look at it like, yo, God forgive me. And I don't want to be religious, Sister Tanya. You know what I mean? Because you know I'm not. I ain't no priest, no spiritual man. I'm a motherfucking man, revolutionary. You know what I mean? But I,
PM. It's still Sunday. We're in America. Do your
you know what I mean? So
to.
boom.
I
But hold on, let me say one more thing. Then
No,
when I
no, go
look in
ahead,
the
go ahead,
mirror,
go ahead.
I look at myself. I look at myself as somebody who is a man who went through things, a man who's not perfect, but I love myself. You know what I mean? That's something I teach my son, I teach my daughter, I don't like seeing stepson, I like seeing my young boy, because I've been with him since he was a youngin'. That's my young boy, that's like my son.
definitely
You know what I
PA.
mean?
You
So at the end
definitely
of the day,
sound PA saying
and I
that.
tell,
That's the
I
PA
tell
slang.
anybody, yo, love yourself. Before you could love anybody, you know what I mean? You got mother, you got your father, you got your family, but you still gotta love yourself. Cause if you don't, you'll be loving everything else, but you'll be in private, like my brother was saying. There's people who sit in the dark and abuse themselves. You know what I mean? There's people that sit in the dark that's on heroin, on fentanyl, methamphetamines, and it's on any race. There's black, white, Asian, Hispanic. There's all types of people that's addicted and they're killing themselves slowly. And this suicide rate is skyrocket too. You know what I mean? I got a little brother who killed himself due to he loved everybody
Same
else.
here.
You know what I'm saying?
I got a
He
twin
loved
that
everybody else, but he failed to real. I failed to realize that he wasn't loving himself. You know what I'm saying? He was abusing himself with the alcohol and just destroying himself, and then he took his own life. He always battled that as a youngin', but that's a spiritual warfare that every man on this earth goes through, and woman go through. There's females who walk around with scars on their wrists because they try to slit their wrists. You know what I mean? And that's every race. So that's when it comes to us. Basically, you got to unite within yourself before you unite with anybody. Because if you don't love yourself, and you're a hateful person, you know how we say them hating ass niggas, hating ass motherfuckers. There's real life hating ass niggas out there. You know, the people the ancestors who worked on the damn slave fields, who's beating us because we want to be free. You know what I'm saying? Hey, there he go. He trying to escape again. Look go Raheem. He's running off the plantation again. 1 foot. He don't give a fuck. Let's go get him. There was black slave overseers right there on the plantation. So that's the whole point when it comes. We gotta love ourselves because that nigga hating shit gotta stop. You know what I mean? That's the first part of unity. The nigga hating. Oh, he got a better car than me, or that. You know how females be her hair longer, or she ain't wearing no real hair, or now they battling with the dreads and all that. Her dreads got extensions or whatever. Nah, we gotta dead that, man. Love yourself so you can love your sister and your brother and your community, and then we can have that unity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's the thing. If you satisfied with yourself, you're not gonna be too much worried about what somebody else got going on.
That part. That
Right.
part. I mean, that
Too
part.
busy focused on you to be worried
Hey,
about
I'm a
what the next
nappy
person
headed
got
brother,
going on.
man. I listen and listen. I'm a nappy headed brother, man. You know what I mean? And I love Halle Berry, Mary J. Blige, and I know I could talk to them and I could shoot a 3 point shot. I might brick, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? I tell myself I'm Denzel Washington cousin. I don't care. And I've been called ugly 1,000 times. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I'm beautiful inside. And that's something
Say
we
that
tell our children. That's
don't
something we
have
tell our children. We tell our
things.
children, yo,
Things.
be beautiful within. There's a lot of beauty on the outside, but beauty within. Beauty within is very important.
Right.
Absolutely.
Facts.
That's
Hidden
so,
beauty.
and it's something that your parents can instill it in you, but it's something different when you realize who you are. You see your own. You know what I'm saying? And but you got to see your own faults. The big
Yeah,
ones.
that's why I kind of
You know.
feel for the kids nowadays.
That way, nobody needs to be checking me because I just check myself. I don't go too good with the check. See what I'm saying? Because I'm looking right at you like, who is this checking me when you got all of this going on? Stop playing. And that's another thing, in our community, we have to be um, lenient with each other, but we also got to give each other a little bit of growing space. And that's something I have to remind myself about because I'm a person that evaluates myself a lot. Like I said, it's not too much times where somebody got to come to me to check me about my weight. I don't already,
Mhm.
you understand? And that's like a self thing. But everybody doesn't have that, but it's a skill that everybody needs to work on because that's what actually brings about self development. You
I
know,
think too that along with that, like I think that a lot of times something that would help with division when there should be unity is like I, I find myself doing it, but I'm getting better at it. Is not taking criticism to the heart, because not everything, you know what I mean. To 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 criticize doesn't is not. We take it as a negative condemnation. You just, for some reason, the correction always make you feel like, what, why, why are you gonna correct me? Damn it, I know, but we don't.
You're
Instead of just actually paying attention to the listening to it and looking at it logically and thinking like, okay, well, that is a valid point, maybe. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing. People got to get out of the habit of taking criticism as a negative. Because if you analyze it without the emotion, that's the word I was looking for. Without the emotion behind it,
right.
then you can understand what the person is actually trying to say. But like when somebody criticizes, when the first come, the first reaction is always an emotional. You can feel it. It's always what, like, it come up as an emotion first, like the fuck you talking.
Yep,
But
that
then you gotta
emotion
kind
blocks
of
the
be like,
logic.
you know what? Hold on. Let me process that a little bit. Let me put my emotion to the side real quick and process it, because you might have a point. So that too, because people, we don't take criticism well. Even
Nah.
even even in times when it can be the most genuine, like genuine, not like nobody trying to be funny and shit, but it's a genuine criticism. But you still have that reaction to it. So
Yeah.
I'm getting better at that.
Hey, me too. Me too.
Because it
Me
wasn't
too.
always good. Like what?
Anybody,
Me too.
everybody touches down. You know what I mean?
That's accountability.
So we moving in that world. You can't talk about LGBT. You can't talk about disabled people. You can't talk about no class of anything. You have to walk on eggshells. But that doesn't create a healthy world at all, where everyone's scared to speak their dang mind. So when you get in private, bunk the heck out. You be so can't wait to get to yourself so you can be your darn self. It's just, yeah, moving into a world where everybody has got to act. Remember when you was little, you better not go in that store acting up. Don't come with me acting like that. Or it was always an act. Everything you do is an act. When you go out in public, you gotta act. When you at work, you gotta act. When you at church, you gotta act. When you at the store, you gotta act. When you out in public, you gotta act. When you laying your ass in jail, everything is an act. So not that it's like you're really just being
You gotta be
yourself
true to yourself.
when you apply it. Think about it.
You gotta be
And
true
that's
to
the thing.
yourself.
We gotta constantly remind ourselves who we are, because we always have to wear those different faces. I mean, in order to slide and skate through this society, you're gonna wear plenty of hats,
And you
a
know what
lot
the
of
problem is?
faces, some fucking
That's the problem.
disguises,
We
some
lost our
hoodies,
Right,
some
independency.
ski masks.
We
You
lost our
gonna wear a lot of shit.
independency.
right.
We lost our
The
independency.
size is crazy,
We lost
yo.
our independency.
Yeah, we got a
Like,
whole little closet. Whether you think
yo,
of
for real, we
Hey,
supposed to walk around
so
with
you
our
didn't
imaginary
think
crowns
of
on our
think
head.
why consciously count how many different faces you have to have throughout the day. And they're different for different. There's a parent face, a mother face, a wife face, a work face, uh, everything you do.
Come
Everything
over
you
to
Friend
this
face,
building.
business face, the cook face, the launderer face. You just the face with the face on top of a face, and everybody face.
so let me add something to
I
that.
totally
So that word face, right? I'm gonna give you the metaphor to it because I deal in music. So that word face and phase is the same thing. FACE and PHASES, phases and faces is the same thing.
mm-hmm.
It is
That's
the
why I was like, yeah,
exact
when you gotta
same
slide in and
thing.
out.
Hey, it's the same thing.
One of my
When the moon goes through a phase, it's putting on a different face. So
And
they
I was
just use the
looking
word
at
phase,
the
but it's
last
really the moon
Absolutely.
space.
that half and half, because last night was the half and half moon. I said, that's the first one right there. I was not
Yeah.
things could go either way with this moon out here tonight. That's actually almost more dangerous than a full moon. You got a
Yeah,
couple of
folks
more
really tripping.
yeah, you got a couple of more what is it called? Different things that could happen. But with that half moon, oh no. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people get lost because they done switched and switched up. They done forgot where they left their real face, so they just putting on faces. And is this it? Is this it? No, that ain't it. Is this
And,
it? Nope, that ain't it. They done lost their real face.
and, and
Going
every
through so many phases, they didn't lost their real
Yep,
face for real, and they became it. They played with it so much they became that. Yeah,
wow.
I have to agree.
What was that the Joker movie? Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, like dude from Boys in the Hood, he became a real killer.
yep,
After acting, he became a real killer. Yeah,
yep.
I believe some of these scripts have spells and curses in them. Got to.
Oh wow, yeah. Yeah, some of these
Yeah, but
scripts
when you pledging your damn allegiance to something, yeah, the spirit of that organ, that the spirit of what you
That
pledging to,
energy.
gonna take over
You
you.
you bringing it to
That's the
life
whole
in the
point.
physical essence, in the physical element. You
You have
bringing it to
pledged
life.
to do all of this and that. That shit, it just moved into straight up residence.
wow,
Yep.
more
A,
than
a
this.
physical residence. Yep.
Absolutely.
Just kick your soul out like I live here now.
All
Get out.
accountability out here in this world, like they say, we're
Outcasted
in
you.
the
It
world of like
outcasted your soul, and it became the new cast.
yeah,
That's crazy.
this
Yeah,
world that we live in is definitely like the movie, you know.
it is. It's
Like
real.
reality.
You get it?
Like
It's real.
the
The
people
real,
that we deal with
it's
is really
real.
going through. Yeah,
Literally. All right. Well,
literally.
since we going down that road, why do you think they call it a motion picture? Because it's energy in motion.
Motion. Yeah,
So they gotta pitch you a sales pitch.
yeah.
Yep.
I tell you, you do a
Everything is
lot of that stuff.
hmm the
But that's
etymology
why
of the word.
uh, that's why putting letters together and making words is called spelling. Those
Yeah.
words is for spells.
Yeah, like
That's
like
why
like
words are powerful. You want
the
to
letter
speak what you
B.
want into
If
existence.
you
You're
look at
casting a spell.
exactly, if you look at the capital letter B, it's a number. It's one and three together. It's the number 13. If you look
Hmm.
at the letter B, yeah,
Exactly.
this
It's
thing
how
get you can take numbers and turn them into you take letters and turn them into numbers and numbers into letters and so much.
I wanted to
So
ask.
when I hear the word angels, I think
Mm-hmm,
of angles.
mm-hmm.
So you show me, okay, it's an angel here, so that's an angle there. So what angle are you coming from?
With the angel.
Yeah,
Right,
you
right,
got
right.
different angels, so them gotta be different angles. Because when they speak, I don't like using the Bible, but when they speak in the Bible, why you had different angels, one in the north, one in the south, one in the east, and one in the west? I mean, it's different angles.
Yeah, angles of
How else
light,
I'm gonna look at it?
angles of light.
Because look at the letters,
Oh,
angel,
sorry.
angle. You got the words. You got to play with the letters and the words. I'm like, oh, so you mean to tell me it's a double meaning, but you just got the word switched around?
No, that's what they used to call angels, light beings.
I'm going to have that as a question. With the House of Action is the kinetic uh group that I'm working with now.
That's a conversation beyond my pay grade.
Oh,
Yeah.
when they start talking to Terry Cars and her and Brother Rizzy be talking to Zodiac, I be listening. But I be mute. I be extra mute. And y'all know me very well.
He like,
You know
what's
what I'm
that?
saying?
What's
I'm a
that?
talkative person, little did I know. You know what I'm saying? But they get deep into the Zodiacs and they be like, yeah, it's because the Scorpio, this. And I be listening very deep. And I'm like, well, I just know the Tauruses, we good people.
Well,
Hey, you
we
know
were
what's so
talking about,
crazy? Y'all are pretty solid people because my cousin, she seen how my mama used to do me, and she became a social worker because of that. She developed
Mm,
her career because of what she seen happening to me.
mm.
wow.
Yeah. They are
Nah,
humanitarians,
hey,
but
I
they
ain't gonna
in the
hold you.
right
I do
energy.
know
Y'all
some bad
humanitarians.
Tauruses. I
Yeah.
know this one Taurus. She out. This one. Listen, sister Tanya. I honor and respect you because I know you're not originally from DC. You out in Baltimore, but I don't really rock with nobody from DC. You know what I'm saying? Like I just can't do it. You know what I mean? Like I just can't. You know what I mean? And politics and all that. There's this one Taurus girl, and she cool as fuck. You know what I mean? But she does so much scamming shit to people, man. But she ain't never do that to me. You know what I mean? She know I'll fucking slit her damn chops. You know what I mean? But she does some crazy shit. And I just be sitting back analyzing. And I'm like, yeah, I see you doing for self. That's what I tell her. Like, she just do for self. And she part of the movement. But she just been doing too much throughout the years, way before I joined. But she put me on. Like, she put me on a whole lot of books and manuals. That's my dog on the low. You know what I'm saying? But she cannot be trusted when it come to money. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I mean? Like, don't send her nothing. Tell her to do for self.
Mm.
Well, yeah, I would definitely keep my eye on
I ain't
that
gonna say
one.
her name ever, man. You know what I mean? But one day you'll meet both of us. One day we'll all be chopping up. I'll be like, I got the bill. Don't even trust her card. We all be locked the fuck up. Yeah,
We were
man.
talking about how we get to know ourselves, or that thing we can do is to know ourselves. I was wondering if anybody knew what's the best way to know yourself. What is the best
Meditate.
tool? The best
Sit and have
tool.
a conversation with yourself. Ask yourself questions and try to find answers to them yourself. Don't ask nobody else.
Okay, that's one way.
That
Yeah,
part,
when it
that's
comes to me,
fact.
I kind of operate that
That's
way.
all facts.
Way I
That's all facts.
think that
I just like to think and analyze my experiences, try to
Yeah,
figure out what I
exactly.
learned from them shits.
It's facts.
Like
Ain't
when
nothing
I
wrong
go
with
through
writing
stuff,
stuff
I have
down
to
too.
like take a minute and actually reflect on the shit because I be trying to figure out like what the hell was I supposed to learn from that? Like that was some
Yeah.
bullshit. And what was I supposed to learn from that? I have to sit and reflect for a while. So I kind of go radio silent for a minute
Ain't
till
nothing
I
wrong with
come up with
putting
something that I can resign myself with. I'm like, okay, I can deal with that. All right, well, been there, done that. Won't repeat that shit again. So yeah, fix your mic, Tanya.
that was good stuff. I'll what I was saying is, yeah, all of those ways are good. But like I say, you gotta live a lifetime, figure that out to know yourself. And that is, when you said that you would just analyze yourself and pay attention and figure yourself out. That fits a life. There is a way that you can get your whole entire lifetime in a I guess I want to say in a picture, to be able to capture everything about yourself. And the thing is, everybody's is different. But this is the ultimate way to know thyself. And our ancestors told us this, but they don't teach us this, so not very many of us know. But the big reveal is your natal chart. I wish I had my sound effect. Where's my tambourine or whatever? The quickest way, it doesn't take a whole lifetime. Everybody,
Yeah, sister.
this
Yeah, but
it,
they gotta have a birth chart for that too. And a lot of people don't even know what time they were born.
they don't
And
have
their
to know.
parents don't remember.
It helps if they do know, but you don't have to know. You set it at midnight because most likely, even in one quadrant or the other, and it may just be a slight difference, but it's better than nothing.
Oh, I
It
got
will
lucky. I knew
All right,
exactly. My
8:15
mama knew.
p.m.
gives
My
you what
mama knew
best
7:30 a.m. in the morning. I was born on a Monday.
just gives you
I was born Saturday at 8:15, March 19th.
right now. And this is my blood sister. I don't even remember when I was born. I believe Daddy told me it was 8 a.m., but I believe it was like 11:10 or 11:10 p.m. But
Nah,
online, sorry,
I was born at 8:15.
yeah,
some
and-
some random, some just
but when I
regular
do
shit.
Morning baby. We all
when
morning babies.
8 p.m., it
I
definitely
was born in the evening.
it was the
Oh,
closest.
That's why I'm a night owl.
so I like the morning and the night. I go to sleep late at night
I
and get up
forced
early in the
myself to
morning.
become a night owl. I'm an
So
I
early
forced
bird.
myself. I had to force myself to be a morning person because I got to be at work at 8:30 in the damn.
I'm an early bird.
Well,
I
I
never
uh,
I
was
work
I
all
Coffee in the
three
never
morning.
shifts.
was a freaking
I'm the
I
early
work
grand
bird.
all three
rising.
shifts, so it
Always a
don't
night
matter to
person.
me.
yes, absolutely. But I'm challenging you all to get your date of birth,
Wolves come out at
from
night.
your time of birth. It's not, but I want you to look into your natal chart. And I actually do them. So if you need any assistance, holla at the girl. But I want you to be completely amazed when you read it. You're definitely going to learn a lot about yourself that it
He's
may
right.
take 20
He's
years to
right.
learn because you haven't even gotten there yet. But this snapshot will take you there. It's the exact, it's not, it's the exact place that the universe was in when you were born. Everybody is different, just like your fingerprint. I happen to be 23 degrees in Scorpio. I'm 23. That's where I got that from. There's one other thing that I got. But yeah, that's how you get to know. You need to know you have what is it, 12 houses, and you
Yep,
need to
12
know
houses.
to your plant where your snapshot is in each of those houses because it actually makes up your personality and who you are. See, that was the big thing about them not teaching us science right way. It definitely is causing a division and not unity. Because if we were to know that science, then we wouldn't have so many problems. You understand? We wouldn't have to go through so many things to find out who we are. We would already know that.
That's why we gotta take our kids out to school because some of our kids are born and destined to do certain things, and some of them supposed to be like
Also, now
work with their
they tell me,
hands and different things.
these children, uh, excuse me,
Nah,
this
it's true.
dumb, but what I wanted to say was dumb as doornails.
What, boy?
Because it's not their fault if they're not getting the education at home. But they are actually being taught less than what we were being taught. They don't even have school books anymore. They get their lesson on a piece of paper. And
Hmm.
if you don't catch it when your teacher tells you the process how to get the answer, that's your ass because you don't have a textbook to take home with you. So it's up to your parents to go Googling or find having some encyclopedias or whatever there is in order for children to learn. Because if you want to say the information is at their fingertips, but I think the easier the information is for them, the less they're actually seeking.
Yeah, for kids, it's got to be organized in a way that they can understand it and process it. Just telling them to Google some shit doesn't mean that they're gonna understand what they're seeing. They're gonna understand. They're gonna know how to interpret what they're reading. They're gonna have to have somebody to explain the shit to them. So, you know, yeah, because I mean, knowing something is one thing, but having discernment to understand what you know is something completely different.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing though. You see with the natal chart, like say you had that baby or whatever. I believe back in the days, our ancestors already knew what the child was gonna do and what they had to learn and what different things. Their school system don't help with that. So that child will never know who they truly is. That school system designed to keep us enslaved so we could work for their economy and their factories and they different companies and stuff.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
They
that
mean,
don't
the
goes that
allow
schools
goes
is
back to
modeled
brother.
after old factories. Like they got the kids on the conveyor belt, just shuffling through classes. You don't
exactly.
Hey,
even know if they know what they supposed to know before they slide off to the next freaking class,
that's why
the
we
next
gotta order the
grade, the
Dr.
next
Amos
whatever.
books. We gotta order the
It's
Dr. Amos
crazy.
books. We gotta order these books and get our children out the public schools immediately. We gotta order these Dr. Amos books and
So basically, what you're
self-teach them.
saying is every one of them books should be in every school. You gotta say it like that, brother. You gotta say
Hey, no,
every
fuck them
one of these
schools,
books
bro. Hey, a lot
got
of them
school.
schools are named
Yeah,
after
yeah. School is in
those.
school
Uh,
as in our house,
hey, the
as in
schools,
homeschooling. That's what
the
I mean. I'm
school,
already there past the school. I'm thinking of homeschooling. Every
yeah,
one of them books
homeschool
should be
all
in
day,
every home.
homeschool
That's
all
what you
day.
gotta
Cause
say, brother.
a lot
You
of
gotta
the
say
public
every one
schools
of
are
them books
named
should be
after
in there.
Civil War generals on
Yeah,
the Confederate side. You know
we
what I'm
know.
saying? A lot of these public schools are named after Confederate leaders in the Civil War. So you
Yep.
damn right, homeschool,
And
and I would
it
suggest
was
Dr. Amos books, and I'm gonna repeat them
Every
again. I
book
pulled
should
them
be
up.
in the house.
And all them schools is doing is mass producing
Hey, look.
slaves for the corporations.
It's recommended. You don't suggest it, brother. You recommend
So
it.
how
It's
fitting that the names
recommended.
would be them from them motherfuckers, because they just mass producing slaves for fucking corporations.
Yeah.
We gotta. Hey,
Jesus.
listen. The book is called Awakening the Black Genius of Children. You know what I'm saying? By
You
Dr. Amos
can you
Wilson.
send that? Can you send that to
I
us or
got
something
you.
like that?
I posted it. I posted it in the joint. You know what I mean? In the group
Okay.
joint.
All right,
You know
I'm
what I
gonna
mean?
look for it.
But
So
that's the
it's
main. Like for
recommended
real.
to
Like
be in every black
hey,
house.
every day, us as black people, we gotta look, learn, and listen. We gotta learn every day. I learned from Sister Tanya. I learned from Brother Rizzy. I learned from Sister Goddess. I learned from King.
Now I got a question,
You know what I
brother.
mean? I learned from a lot of people just due to the fact when we mentioned earlier our grandmothers and our grandfathers. One thing my grandmother, she lived to be 92 years old. And one thing she
Wow.
told me, every day you gotta learn something new. Every day. You know what I'm saying? And she was very, very wise for her age. Like she was very knowledgeable. She taught me knowledge of self. She taught her daughters knowledge of self. And my uncles knowledge of self. And that went down to me too. But they got caught up in certain elements of the life of the 80s and the 90s. And so we became the children we are. We grew up in the movement, but we came from broken homes too. So we had to self-heal. You know what I mean? There's a lot of healing that we got to do in the black community, but there's a lot of self-healing that black people have to do too. You know what I'm saying? You got to love yourself. You got to stop eating this poisonous ass food that's killing us. You know what I'm saying? You got to stop hating. That's another part of self-love. Love yourself and love your brother and your sister. You know what I mean? And love each and show love and show war if you got to though. You know what I mean? But we got to teach our children Dr. Amos Wilson. That's the most knowledgeable teacher right now we got. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna mention the other man name, but he's gonna tell you Dr. Amos Wilson. You know what I mean? That's the one who could teach us. As far as educating our children, I would say get them books and get the thesauruses like brother mentioned earlier. Get the Alamacs, get them shits on order. You know what I'm saying? And let's get it. Cause we gotta have an education institution for our children in each city.
First.
Cause these public schools is felonious, the spells. words, spelling bees, words. You know what I'm saying? They got these children pledge to the allegiance, then they turn around and get locked up the same day. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't have that. I never pledged to allegiance. I think I stopped that dumb shit when I was in like fourth grade. You know what I'm saying? I'm so serious. My mother will tell you.
Me too.
My mother will tell you. I stopped that shit in the fourth grade. I was reading damn Frederick Douglass and Benjamin. I mean, Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying? Benjamin Banneker in fifth and sixth grade. So I used to get in trouble in school. So I go home. My mom make me read books. It started off Dr. Seuss in first grade. Then it grew to all types of books from Marcus Garvey to Martin Luther King. I read a lot of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. I was watching the movie Malcolm X. I used to go to the video stores and rent movies on our leaders, and I used to rent the kung fu movies and the Italian mafia movies. So if that summed me up right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember the Panther movie when it first came out with Bakeem Woodbine and the boy
Yep.
who played in New Jack City, Nino, not Nino, G Money. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
Alan Payne.
I remember the movie Scarface when it was on the VHS. My uncle had it, and he used to leave. I really hopped off the porch probably like when
I
I was
just
like
watched that the other
9 years
day.
old. You know what I'm
Dead
saying? So I
presidents.
say I grew up fast. Did
Yeah.
juvie when I was 16 and a half. We was strong arming and robbing white people. I got no regrets on that.
Not laughing
You
at
know what I'm saying? It's just my stepbrother, cause my mom remarried during the time. My stepbrother told on me. Him and his father
Uh,
told on me. You know what I mean? So I did my little 3 months, and the judge let us out on suspended time, but we just couldn't get in trouble. So I finished high school and summer school. You know what I'm saying? And joined the Navy a year later. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I barely made it through the motherfucking cracks. All my niggas got felonies and shit, and coming home now, they doing good now. Everybody doing good. Everybody free. And that's how I want to keep us. I got one more brother that's not free, and that's my father's son. You know what I mean? That I didn't know throughout the years.
that.
Didn't know him. I knew about him, just didn't know how to get in contact with him. I finally got in contact with him 2 years ago, and he's locked up in South Carolina, and we've been talking like every week. So when he come home, he'll be home. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna make sure he stay free. But the main thing is like we gotta teach our children, Dr. Amos Wilson, all day, every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And stay
Okay,
free.
last response to the yeah, some guys
Can't hear you.
can't see,
Where your mic at?
can't
Shoot. Hold up. I gotta take this.
Microphone check. 1 2 1
y'all
2.
hear me now? Hello?
Microphone check. 1 2. I can feel it.
Y'all can't hear me now?
I can hear you.
I can
I'm
hear
on the
you.
road, so yeah.
Y'all can hear me better now?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to give the opportunity for last remarks. Um, Shy dropped off. She might come back on. Some goddess. We got Rizzy, Brother Rizzy, and King Creed. If y'all have anything to say before we wrap it up.
Oh, I just think it was a really great show, and I just think it gets better every show.
Great, absolutely. I think so too. King Creed, you there? Let's see, well, I don't know if he's there or not, but I do want to thank everyone, Brother Rizzy, Drew Purcell, Sun Goddess 319. Thank you all for your consistency, and just your consistency. Let's just say that. Words are escaping me right now. I need to go get me something. here goes, here goes Sun Goddess.
My bad. Your little
Yeah,
big head niece
I was just
interrupting people's phone call.
close up.
Hey,
Huh?
Sun Goddess. Hey, it was really a pleasure talking tonight. I mean, it gets better
Hey.
every show. It gets better.
Yeah, we be in here getting loose.
Yes,
Hmm.
yes.
For
Letting up
party.
all the topics.
I'll be better next week. I'm a little drained.
Somebody that had you running.
Down actually, I'm like, she should be because I got her to go to sleep before she wake back up.
For real.
That's the trick.
I have
That's
I'll bring
definitely the trick.
yeah,
I remember them days. You trying to when all of them was little. Shit.
maybe I said I'll be more
You get them to take a little nap. You finish doing what you thought you gonna finish doing. You try to relax, and here you go, Papa. You're like, damn, this is my opportunity. Why does your thing keep doing that?
Man, it sound like you didn't get swimming. It sound like you went under the water. We can't hear you.
Yeah, like you in a wind tunnel. What?
It's
Yeah, you was
actually
over the
not
wind tunnel of the water or something.
Okay,
self.
now I don't hear it.
Yeah, it's do for self. And you must have something going on in the background here, kind of drowning everyone out. But we're about to end anyways, so I will bid you all farewell until next Sunday. Peace and love. Everyone have a wonderful week. And I'll be talking to y'all on social media. We'll be catching up with each other. Peace,
Hey,
peace and
peace,
love.
peace, peace. Peace.
Black Power salute, y'all.